This video is made possible by Second Call Defense. Second Call Defense provides immediate, upfront legal protection for a member who is forced to use any legal weapon for self-defense. So protect yourself today with Second Call Defense. I did. You'll find the link in the description. Hi, I'm Joel Persinger. I'm the Gun Guy. Thank you for everything that you do to keep GunGuyTV up and running. I'm super grateful, so please don't stop. And as usual, I will remind you to check us out on these other locations in case you are watching on YouTube currently, because YouTube is a little sketchy where firearms content is concerned, and you might want to check us out on one of these places just to make sure that you don't lose us if something happens to us on the YouTube crash train or whatever. Also, check out the GunGuyTV audio podcast. It's a firearms podcast that I do regularly, and you can find it on your favorite podcast player. Today, I have something extremely cool. I really love these. It's in this weird sort of loosey-goosey holster that obviously isn't the holster for it, I'm sure, but this is a Colt Woodsman. These things are extremely cool. They just are sweeter than wine to shoot. They are among my favorite little .22 handguns. They've made them forever. This one, I checked, the serial number was made in 1940. And so this is actually one of the Series 1 pistols. I think they had 3 series of them. The Series 1s, you can tell, pretty quickly you can tell by a couple of things. One is the angle at the bottom of the grip. Because the Series 1s all have this kind of angle this way that does not align with the top of the bore. The Series 2, what you find is that the angle of the grip is exactly the same. It's it's parallel rather, with the angle of the bore. So if you see a grip like this, that's because it's a Series 1 gun. The other things that are telltale signs is the fact that there is no last round hold open on the slide. And then with the magazine release, it's on the bottom, the butt of the pistol. You have to roll that thing back and move it. Now, the Series 2s, I think, if I remember correctly, put a magazine release up here, and then when they did the Series 3, they went back to one down here again. But the easy way to tell is with the grips. So this is an older pistol, 1940. It's not pristine by any stretch of the imagination. It's got, like I said, it's got these funky, sort of weird, silvery, obviously non-standard grips. I don't know where those came from. And the guy that owns it says, I don't know, but they're comfortable, so what the heck. And the finish is not perfect or whatever. But I will tell you, the gun runs like a Swiss watch. I had a lot of fun shooting it. And before you give me grief about squinting with my right eye as I'm shooting it, I am right eye dominant, but my right eye needs surgery and I can't afford it. So I really can't use it to shoot. So in order to force my left eye to be dominant, I have to squint my right eye pretty hard. And so that's the reason for that. The other thing I would point out on these pistols, which is really kind of cool, is that the sights are adjustable. At least on this one and most that I've seen, the rear sight is adjustable for windage. It's drift adjustable. You have to tap it to move it, but you can do that. And there's some little lines on there to kind of indicate where the center is and how many degrees or how many points or whatever you want to call it you've moved, right or left. And then the front is sort of on a little pivot of sorts. So if you loosen the little pin, you can actually pivot the front on some of these kind of up or down to give yourself a little bit of an elevation adjustment. They're mostly a plinking pistol. They did make hunting versions and target versions and so on. This is the sort of standard version you would have around for plinking and having fun. They are extraordinarily accurate. They have a marvelous trigger on them. And because of the grip angle and the grips, the way they're designed, even these funky grips that are on here, the other ones were kind of designed not terribly dissimilar. It's a very handy, quick, easy little pistol to grab, and it fits your hand beautifully. I absolutely love them. The other thing is that because they were designed by John Browning, they have a lot of similarity to guns that you would think would be similar, like the 1911, in the sense that the safety works pretty much the same way. The safety locks the slide, so once it's on safe, it's not going to move. And then when it's on fire, the slide will actually move, so it serves two purposes. And there is a little notch so that you can lock the slide back by moving the safety lever up. It's just not going to do that automatically on the last round in these Series 1 pistols because it's just not designed to do that. It's kind of similar to the original Ruger standard 22 pistol in that. I have one of those. Or the Mark 1s were the same way with the Rugers. They didn't have a last round hold open where the later guns did. And then the magazines fit in here very nicely and I mean, honestly, in every respect, these things are marvelous. Now, one thing I will say to you is they're worth a lot. If you find one in really, really good condition and you want to buy it, your wallet might have a heart attack. So you can look it up and see, you know, exactly how much they're worth now, but they do tend to go up a lot because obviously Colt hasn't made them in a long time. And this is back in the day when there was so much hand fitting that the fit and finish on these is amazing. And even when the finish is a little bit marred like this one is, the fit and the smoothness with which the firearm runs and the trigger press and everything else is just like butter, and they're a lot of fun to shoot as a result. But there you are. If you ever get a chance to get your hands on one for a reasonable price that's in condition like this where it's just fun to shoot, this is a shooter, it's not a safe queen, boy, I urge you to do it because I don't know that you can find a finer 22 handgun anywhere than these little Colt Woodsman handguns. They're just beautiful and they're extremely well made back when Colt made things in a way that they simply don't anymore. I'm not picking on Colt, but I think the days of hand fitting are gone, unfortunately, where handguns are concerned. Well, thank you very much for watching. Have a wonderful week, and wherever you go, whatever you do, stay safe.